In this movie, I will explain how to make a function return a value. If you'd like to follow along, I'm in returns.fla. That can be found in the Chapter 3 folder of the exercise files. Before I explain what it means to return a value, let's walk through this file and just check it out. I have some snow, one snowboarder in the foreground, and one in the background. Going to the selection tool, or you can press V on your keyboard, and let's just check their instance names. Border1_MC, and then Border2_MC. Going to click on the Actions keyframe of the Actions layer, open up the Actions panel. I have a really simple function called moveBorder, and it's going to make Border1's Y subtract by 150, so it'll make it go up 150 pixels. And then the .scaleX property scales an object horizontally, and the scale Y property scales an object vertically. And the value of 2 that I'm giving here and here will make it twice as wide and twice as high. So if I close the Actions panel and I test the movie, we can see that the border is a lot bigger. But what if, after this function runs, I want to make the height of this border the same as the height of the first border? But I don't want to run the function on the first border, I just want to make his height the same. Let me show you how to do that by making a function return a value. Let's open up the Actions panel again. Now I'm going to talk about what this :void means. So function moveBorder : void. The colon specifies the data type that's going to be returned when the function runs. So basically, a function can run and give me back nothing, or it can give me back some type of data. Let me show you how that works because it's a little bit easier to demonstrate than to explain. So let's replace the word void, and then I'm going to type the data type that I want to return. I'm going to type a number with a capital N. So when this function runs, it's going to give me back a number. After line 5, where we set the scale Y of Border1_MC, I'm going to press Enter or Return on my keyboard, and then I'm going to type the word return. Notice that it turns blue when you type it, then type a space, and then we're going to type the value that we want to return. And again, we'll see this in action in about 2 seconds, and you'll see what a return does. So let's return Border1_MC .y, then a semicolon. And I'll test the movie again. So notice that nothing happens different. So our function returns a number, but so far this does nothing. Now what I'm going to do is click on line 9 right before the moveBorder function and type trace, and let's wrap moveBorder, open and close parenthesis, inside of parentheses. Just make sure you have 2 closed parentheses here. So you need to have one to close out the moveBorder function and one to close out the trace statement. Now test the movie, and we get the border's new Y position, which is 160.05. Now let's actually do something with this number. So I'm going to take this trace statement and remove it. So I'm going to take away that close parenthesis, and then the trace and the open parentheses. So we just have moveBorder. Now I can set the Y positioning, or I can do anything I want with this moveBorder, because when this runs, it's going to be equal to a number. So moveBorder here, it's not only going to run this function, but it's equal to whatever the new positioning of the Y is of Border1_MC. So if I'd like to set the Y positioning the same for Border2_MC, then right before moveBorder, I'm going to type Border2_MC.Y space equals space. So Border2_MC.Y equals moveBorder. So that will run the moveBorder function, that's this whole block. And at the bottom, or the last line in that block, will return the Y positioning of Border1_MC. And it will kick it back out as the data type number. And that will replace this function right here. So a function can do something and give you something as well. So in this case, moveBorder, open and close parentheses, is going to give us the Y positioning of Border1, and then it will make Border2 Y positioning the same as the Border1. So I'm going to close the Actions panel. Let's take a look at it now. Press Command Return or Control Enter to test the movie. And it looks like I spelled border wrong again. Good times. Okay, let's test the movie. And there we go. The Y positioning is in the center. And so we see that these objects are aligned in the center. So that is how to make a function return a value. And returning a value just means when I run the function, it's going to give me back some type of data. So in this case, move border is equal to a number. And that's specified right here after the colon. And then you also need to specify the word return, and then you can have some sort of value. So instead of border1_mc.y, I can type any number I want, and it'll give me a similar result. And that is how you make a function return a value.